In one of our previous videos, we uncovered some truly amazing card magic secrets, and you all showed so much love for it. That's why today, we're here again, bringing you even more fascinating card tricks and their hidden methods. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the wonders of card magic. For this magic act, magician Kostya Kimlet invites both judges onto the stage. After that, Kostya takes out a card deck from his pocket and spreads it on the table to show that it is a normal deck with no alterations. Kostya then gives half of the cards to each judge and asks them to shuffle them thoroughly. Not only that, but Kostya also places half of the cards facing up and the other half facing down on the table, mixing them together. In this way, not only have the cards been thoroughly shuffled, but some cards in the deck are now facing up while others are facing down. The magician doesn't stop there, and once again, he tosses all the cards onto the table, allowing the judges to mix them as they please. After that, he spreads all the cards on the table one last time, showing the judges that some cards are face up while others are face down. Now, magician Kostya takes the deck in his hands and, spreading it in front of Judge Teller, invites him to choose any card from the deck. Teller chooses the Ace of Clubs. Now, it's Pen's turn. Magician Kostya invites Pen to choose a card as well, and Pen selects the Three of Clubs. Kostya then instructs both judges to place their chosen cards back into the deck, allowing them to decide whether they want to insert their cards face up or face down. Teller inserts his card face up into the deck, and Pen inserts his chosen card face down. Kostya, spreading the remaining cards until the end, shows the judges that some cards in the deck are face up while others are face down, as they can see. Now, Kostya places the deck on the table and mentions that currently, some cards in the deck are face up while others are face down. He declares that he will not touch the deck anymore. However, through his magic, all the cards in the deck will miraculously arrange themselves, and every card in the deck will be face up, except for the two cards chosen by the judges. When Kostya spreads the deck on the table, it leaves everyone in disbelief because all the cards in this deck are now facing up, and only those two cards were face down that the judges had chosen. In fact, the judges of the show find it hard to believe how this could be possible. But how? How, even after mixing so thoroughly, do the cards arrange themselves? And how are those two cards the judges chose the only ones facing down? Now, let's find out the secret behind this extraordinary magic trick. In this act, Kostya Kimlet invites both judges onto the stage and starts his act by taking a card deck out of his jacket. After that, Kostya spreads the cards on the table to show everyone that it is a normal deck. If you think this might be a gimmick deck used for the magic, you are entirely wrong. What makes this magic incredible is that it is performed with a regular deck of cards, meaning there has been no tampering with the cards in any way. After showing the cards in this manner, Kostya then asks the judges to mix the deck thoroughly. As a result, some cards end up facing up, while others face down. Now, Kostya proceeds to spread the cards in front of Judge Teller, asking him to select a card. Similarly, he spreads the cards in front of Judge Pen, inviting him to choose a card as well. These chosen cards happen to be the Ace of Clubs and the Three of Clubs. Now, once again, Kostya spreads the cards in front of Judge Teller, asking him to insert his chosen card, the Ace of Clubs, either face up or face down into the deck. Following the same procedure, Kostya ensures that Pen's chosen card is inserted back into the deck. Finally, he goes through the entire deck, showing the judges that some cards are face up, while others are face down, confirming the mixed arrangement of the cards. If you observe closely, Kostya, while having the judges insert the cards, is transferring them from his left hand to his right hand. Additionally, one crucial element is the top card, which is face down. It's crucial for the top card to remain face down so that nobody notices what is happening underneath. Now, let me tell you what's happening underneath. In reality, when Kostya is transferring the cards from one hand to the other, he is not doing it randomly. Instead, with clever maneuvering, Kostya is placing the cards that are face down at the very bottom, and the cards that are face up are being placed on top of them. Between these moments, when Teller inserts his ace of clubs face up into the deck, Kostya, while taking the face-up card into his right hand, cleverly places it beneath the face-down cards. Similarly, when Penn inserts his three of clubs face down into the deck, Kostya, while taking the card into his right hand, skillfully places it between the face-up cards. Then, continuing the process, he gathers the remaining cards, ensuring that the face-up ones are on top and the face-down ones are below. In this way, the deck now looks like this. The top card is face down, beneath which are all the face-up cards, and beneath them are all the face-down cards, now held in Kostya's right hand. Now, the magician Kostya has one final move to make. With great finesse, he first takes all the face-down cards from the bottom and one face-down card from the top into his left hand at the same time. Afterwards, he flips the remaining face-up cards on top of it. Magicians are skilled in sleight-of-hand techniques, and Kostya performs these actions so swiftly, while engaging the audience in his words, that attention is diverted away from these subtle moves. In this way, the deck that Kostya places on the table now has all the cards facing in the same direction, except for the two cards chosen by the judges, which are facing in the opposite direction. Because Kostya had already taken these two cards into his right hand, inserting them into the opposite group. Like Teller's face-up card, he placed it between the face-down cards below, and Penn's face-down card was placed between the face-up cards on top. Consequently, the deck on the table now has all cards facing in the same direction, except for the two cards Kostya intentionally arranged differently. Only Kostya is aware of this. After placing the deck on the table, Kostya confidently states that he won't touch the cards and that they will arrange themselves. When Kostya spreads the deck on the table, the magic unfolds exactly as he claimed, leaving everyone astonished. But now, you also know the secret behind this amazing magic. The magician walks confidently onto the stage, holding a simple red apple in his hand. He takes a slow bite, and just when you think he'll toss it away, something unbelievable happens. As he drops the bitten apple, it doesn't fall. Instead, it begins to levitate gently downward, as if time itself has slowed or gravity forgot its job. The audience is stunned, but he's just getting started. He tilts his head upward and opens his mouth, and from within pours a thick stream of white smoke, swirling dramatically into the air like a special effect straight out of a fantasy film. From that mystical smoke, a playing card suddenly materializes in his hand like the smoke turned solid right before our eyes. Then, with fluid grace, he begins producing card after card from thin air, both hands working in perfect rhythm, flooding the space with magic. As if that wasn't visual enough, he turns slightly to his left and reveals a white ball in his right hand. No cover, no movement, just a clean appearance that seems impossible. But the ball doesn't stay white for long. It instantly changes to red, then to green, back to white, again green, and then red once more. Just like that, 4 colorful balls suddenly appear between his fingers, each perfectly balanced and glowing under the lights like a magician's own rainbow. Next, a playing card appears in his hand, held delicately by the corners. At first glance, nothing strange, but suddenly, the card floats between his palms. Then comes the twist. He gestures as if pulling on the air, and the card begins to crumble mid-air, folding and collapsing in front of everyone's eyes. But before the crumbled card hits the floor, it vanishes, and in its place, a magic wand appears. And just as quickly as it came, the wand disappears into thin air. Now he grabs a few cards in both hands and throws them into the air with a dramatic flair. But the real surprise? His hands are now empty, and yet he starts producing even more cards, effortlessly pulling them from nowhere. The tempo rises. He now takes a 4 of diamonds in his right hand, but what happens next is pure sorcery. The symbols on the card, the diamonds, begin to move, shifting across the card's face. Right in front of the audience, the 4 of diamonds transforms into the 9 of diamonds. Not a switch, a full visual transformation. And if that wasn't enough, the newly formed card starts spinning in his palm. Everyone is speechless. Then, with a single magical wave, the white card changes to red, and before anyone can react, it vanishes, completely disappearing into the air. But how is this possible? How does Eden Choi create such impossible moments right in front of our eyes? Well, now it's time to reveal the secrets behind each trick. But before we dive into the method behind the magic, make sure to hit that like button, and if you love magic as much as we do, subscribe to the channel for more epic breakdowns just like this one. Now let's unlock the secrets. What looked like real magic was actually a classic trick used by many stage magicians. When Eden dropped the bitten apple and it started to float downward, he was using invisible thread, a magician's secret weapon. This thread is so thin, it's practically invisible under stage lighting. The moment he lets go, the thread slows the apple's fall, creating that illusion of levitation. It's not anti-gravity, it's precision control with invisible support. Right after the apple, Eden opens his mouth and smoke pours out, followed instantly by a card materializing in his hand. Here, two effects are happening simultaneously. First, the smoke. When Eden appears to take a bite from the apple, he's actually not biting it at all. Hidden inside the apple is a small electronic vape device. He draws the smoke into his mouth and holds it silently. Magicians use devices like vapor, pure smoke, or a smoke cube, which creates safe, dense vapor at the press of a button. Then, after dropping the apple, he releases the smoke, creating the illusion that it came from the bite. This perfectly sets up the next moment of magic. As the smoke grabs your attention, Eden uses sleight of hand, most likely a Tenkai palm, to reveal the card which was already in his right hand just as the smoke starts to clear. After this, Eden starts pulling cards after cards from thin air. This is a classic manipulation routine, famously done by legends like Cardini and Channing Pollock. Here too, Eden uses two techniques for his card production. The first is back palming, where the cards are hidden behind the palm in a specific grip and then revealed one by one in a smooth sequence. The second technique is front palming. As you can see, in this method, the cards are secretly held in the front of the palm, concealed carefully, and then released one at a time. Both methods, when performed cleanly, create the powerful illusion that cards are appearing out of nowhere. You can clearly see cards in his palm, which he releases one by one. This requires years of finger strength and control. It's not gimmicked. It's pure skill. After the card production, Eden suddenly turns to his left and reveals a white ball in his right hand. This ball changes color first to red, then green, and then red again. But the real surprise comes next. Within seconds, we see 4 different colored balls appear between his fingers. Here's the secret behind this stunning sequence. When Eden turns to his left, he subtly brings his hand behind his back, and right at that moment, there's a camera cut. During that brief transition, Eden loads a white ball into his right hand and at the same time loads a second trick ball into his left hand. This second ball is very special. It's half red and half green, split cleanly down the center. It's also designed to separate into shells, and inside it is a third ball, which is blue. Now watch carefully. Eden shows the white ball to the audience while secretly holding the red-green ball in his other hand. He then hides the white ball in his left hand and shows only the red half of the second ball. With a smooth 180-degree rotation, he turns the ball to show the green half, creating the illusion that the red ball magically turned green. Then, by rotating it again, he brings back the red side, making it seem like the ball has changed color multiple times. For the finale, Eden separates the shells from this special ball, revealing the red half shell, the green half shell, a solid blue ball inside, and the original white ball from earlier. If you pause the video carefully, you can clearly see that what looks like a full green ball is actually just a green half shell, as we just explained. This routine is built on timing, rhythm, and precise hand position. We previously explained a similar brilliant ball manipulation act performed by Javi Rufo in full detail. If you haven't seen that yet, the link is waiting for you in the description below. Go check it out after this video. Next, a playing card appears in Eden's hand. At first, he's holding it gently by the corners. But in the very next moment, the card begins to levitate between his hands, seemingly floating in mid-air. Then Eden pretends to pull the card from both sides, and astonishingly, the card begins to crumble by itself. Just as you try to process that, it magically transforms into a wand. And then, in an instant, the wand vanishes into thin air. This entire sequence is a clever combination of sleight of hand, gimmickry, and smart lighting. If you watch in slow motion, you'll see that the card doesn't actually appear from nowhere. Eden is subtly pulling it out from inside his jacket. And this card isn't just a regular playing card, it's part of a specially constructed gimmick. From the audience's point of view, it looks like a normal card, but if you could see it from the magician's angle, you'd realize it's cleverly stuck to the front of a black wand. The card also has a fine piece of invisible thread running through it, with both ends anchored so that when Eden mimics the action of pulling the card apart, the thread tightens and forces the card to crumple on cue. As the card collapses, Eden quickly spins the wand. The wand, black on one side and white on the other, flips around so the white part becomes visible to the audience. Also, the card, which looks like a normal card from the front, is black on the back. After the magician flips the wand, showing the white part of the wand, the crumpled card, which now shows its black backside, perfectly camouflages against Eden's black shirt, creating the perfect illusion that the card has transformed into a white wand. And if you observe the scene closely, you'll notice something subtle but important: the lighting changes. Unlike other well-lit moments in the act, this specific part is kept slightly dark so that the black gimmick blends smoothly with Eden's outfit, hiding all traces of the switch. There's another subtle clue. If you look carefully at Eden's shirt button, you'll notice something is covering it, even though the wand hasn't moved in front of it yet. That's because right behind the wand is the crumpled black card, perfectly hidden from sight due to its dark color. Finally, the wand vanishes. This part is done using a retractable wire mechanism. One end of the wand is connected to a retraction device hidden inside Eden's jacket. As soon as the illusion is complete, Eden lets go, and the wand shoots back under his costume. To the audience, it looks like it just disappeared into thin air, completing the illusion with a perfect vanish. After this, Eden throws a few cards in the air, then begins pulling even more from empty hands. This is similar to the earlier card production. He keeps rotating and flashing both hands to fake emptiness, while actually loading more cards into position. This is pure manipulation, no gimmick, just expert sleight of hand. Next, this is the highlight of the act. Eden holds a 4 of diamonds, and the diamond pips begin to move and multiply. This isn't a camera trick. This is done using a flap card with an internal sliding mechanism. These are custom-made gaffs where the symbols are printed on thin sliding layers, controlled by hidden tabs or pressure from fingers. Then, the card starts spinning in his palm. For this, Eden takes this device specially made to spin the card in his palm. This device consists of a small motor, small battery, switch, and a rubber sucker at front. Eden holds his device between his fingers, and the card spins. After this, the white card turns red. In reality, this card has a flap mechanism. This white card is actually made by combining 2 playing cards, one white and one red, using a hidden flap mechanism. The visible front of the gimmick shows the white card, while another flap attached to the card's surface hides the red surface underneath. This flap is controlled by an invisible elastic thread, allowing it to spring open or be released with a subtle move. When the magician gives the card a flick, he is actually triggering that flap. As the flap opens, in a fraction of a second, it folds back to reveal the red surface underneath. From the audience's point of view, it looks like the white card has magically changed into a red card. For the final card disappearance part, Eden simply put it inside his shirt and threw confetti from his left hand, distracting the audience and making it look like the card disappeared. In this magic act, magician Juan, along with Penn and Teller, is on stage. Juan says he is going to perform a card trick and takes a card deck in his hand. He deals the cards onto the table and asks Penn to say stop at any point. When Penn says stop, Juan sets that card aside. Then it's Teller's turn. Juan deals the cards again and asks Teller to say stop at any point. When Teller says stop, Juan sets that card aside. Now, all the cards on the table are arranged in this manner. Juan says he will create exactly the same picture on the other side of the table. To do this, Juan first places a close-up magic pad on the table. He says he will magically produce cards on this pad. Juan takes a white ball in his hand, bounces it a few times, and amazingly, with each bounce, a card appears on the table. In this manner, Juan makes 5 cards appear on the table. Juan explains that producing the entire deck at this speed on live TV would take too much time, so he has done it in advance. He then spreads all the blank cards on the pad. Now, Juan takes a red ball in his hand and asks Penn to select any blank card. He does the same with Teller. Juan then says he will print the back design of the playing cards on the selected blank cards. He bounces the red ball on the blank cards, and indeed the back design of the playing cards appears on them. Next, Juan flips over the cards selected by Penn and Teller here, revealing the 4 of clubs and the Queen of hearts. He says he will now print these cards on the other pad. Juan bounces the red ball on the blank cards, and amazingly, the cards turn into the Queen of hearts and the 4 of clubs. The magic doesn't end there because Juan had said he would create the same image on both sides. For the image to be the same, the center cards should all be blank. When Juan turns over the center cards, everyone is astonished because all the cards are blank, making the left side exactly match the right side. But how? How does Juan produce cards with just a ball? And how do all the cards, except the ones chosen by Penn and Teller, turn out to be blank? Now we are going to reveal the secret behind this amazing magic trick. In this act, Magician Juan first deals cards from a deck onto the table and asks Penn to say stop at any point. He does the same with Teller. When Penn and Teller say stop, Juan places those 2 cards on the table. It seems like Penn and Teller are freely choosing their cards, but in reality, these 2 cards are forced. When Juan deals the cards, he uses a technique called the second deal. In the second deal, the second card from the top is dealt, while the top card remains in place. The deck in Juan's hand is arranged in a specific way. In this deck, there are 6 blank cards on top of the deck, followed by the Queen of Hearts card and the 4 of Clubs card at the very bottom. Additionally, all the cards in between are blank cards. When Juan deals the cards for the first time and asks Penn to say stop at any point, he actually deals the top 6 cards first so that no one becomes suspicious. As you can see here, he is dealing the cards from the top. After dealing 6 cards, he performs a second deal and places the cards on the table from here. When Penn says stop, Juan places this Queen of Hearts card from the top on the table. Now, Juan is left with the blank cards and the 4 of clubs at the bottom of the deck. Then, Juan shuffles the cards and cleverly brings the 4 of clubs from the bottom to the top. Once again, he deals the cards and asks Teller to say stop. As before, Juan uses the second deal, placing the blank cards on the table until Teller says stop. At that point, Juan places the top card, the 4 of clubs, on the table. This way, both cards are forced, and Juan knows exactly which cards they are. By using the second deal technique, Juan ensures that the Queen of Hearts and the 4 of clubs are the cards Penn and Teller choose. The rest of the cards remain blank, allowing Juan to create the stunning effect where only the chosen cards appear normal, and all others are blank. Now let's move on to the other part where Juan produces cards with the ball and prints them. Actually, Juan is not just holding a white ball. He also has 5 blank cards, which he skillfully places on the table in sync with the ball's bounce. This makes it look like the cards are appearing magically. If we watch in slow motion, we can notice the cards and the ball being coordinated. Similarly, when Juan takes the red ball in his hand, if you look closely, his right hand goes behind the table once more, where he takes 2 back design blank cards, 1 Queen of Hearts card and 1 Four of Clubs card into his hand. Just like before, he releases the back design cards in sync with the ball's bounce, creating the illusion that the back design of the cards is magically being printed. Immediately after this, he releases the remaining 2 cards palmed in his hand with the ball's bounce, making Penn and Teller's selected cards appear on the table. Seeing this, everyone is amazed, but now you know how it is done. In this act, Shin Lim takes the stage, and the show's host, Tyra Banks, is also present on the stage. Magician Shin spreads a deck of cards in front of her and invites Tyra to choose a card. The card she chooses turns out to be the Queen of Spades. Shin then asks Tyra to write her name on the chosen card. Shin then places that card back into the middle of the deck. With just one swift motion over the deck, he magically brings the signed Queen of Spades to the top of the deck. Afterwards, Shin takes the card in his right hand and moves it under his shirt, right above his chest. When he turns the card around, the signed Queen of Spades magically transforms into a blank card. After that, Shin reveals his chest, surprising everyone as a Queen of Spades tattoo appears on his chest. However, in the next moment, with a swift gesture from Shin, the signed Queen of Spades card reappears in his mouth. Shin then takes the card back into his hand and seamlessly inserts it into the deck. Shin moves his hand over the deck, and in the blink of an eye, it changes from blue to red. Shin then spreads the deck on the table, revealing that the Queen of Spades card in the middle is blue, while the rest of the deck has turned red. Afterwards, Shin takes the deck back into his hand, and miraculously, it turns blue again. Now, Shin hands the signed Queen of Spades card to Tyra. However, he takes the blank card from the table, shakes it in his hand, and astonishingly, it transforms into the signed Queen of Spades card. Tyra opens her hand, expecting to find the Queen of Spades card, but instead, there's only a blank card. Now, Shin places both cards on the table and starts spreading the deck he's holding, creating an image of an arrow by combining the cards. Shin then flips the 2 cards on the table, and they both transform into blank cards. Following this, Shin picks up an envelope from the table and, upon opening it, reveals another card inside. And when Shin reveals this card, it turns out to be the same signed Queen of Spades. Now, Shin places it into the deck, and in the next moment, the entire deck transforms into a transparent deck. Within this transparent deck, the Queen of Spades card is still present. Shin hands this card to Tyra, who, with her own hands, inserts it back into the transparent deck. Now, Shin places the entire deck on the table and asks Tyra to cover it with her hand. Suddenly, smoke starts emanating from under Tyra's hands, and when Tyra lifts her hand, the deck transforms into a solid one. Finally, Shin takes this deck from Tyra and puts it in the cover, but the next moment, the cover is empty. Everyone is left astonished. How did it all happen? How does a single Queen of Spades card keep changing its place? How does the deck turn into a transparent one and then, in the blink of an eye, into a solid one? Now, let's dive into the secrets behind this magic. In this act, Shin first spreads the card deck in front of Tyra on the table and invites her to choose a card. Here, it's crucial for Tyra to select the Queen of Spades because Shin has already tattooed the Queen of Spades card on his chest. To confirm this, we can see Shin Lim's this tattoo on the pre-show event. But with so many cards available, how does the magician ensure that Tyra picks the Queen of Spades? Actually, in reality, All the cards in the deck are Queen of Spades. Shin doesn't have the deck checked by anyone, nor does he show the other side of the cards. He spreads them directly on the table, ensuring that any card Tyra chooses will be the Queen of Spades. Now, the magician asks Tyra to write her name on the chosen card and places it back into the deck held in his hand. Actually, if you look closely, as soon as Tyra chooses the card, the magician swiftly gathers the cards and holds them in his hand. While Tyra is writing her name on the chosen card, Shin cleverly exchanges the deck containing all Queen of Spades cards with another deck placed behind the table. If you observe this exchange deck closely, you can notice a crease in the middle. In reality, this deck is somewhat like this, with a flap card placed on top. This single card has a front part that creates the illusion of many cards when viewed from the front. The face of the flap card is the Queen of Spades. Below this card is 2 blank cards. Beneath that is a random blue card, and below that are all red cards. With the help of this gimmick deck, the magician is set to perform some upcoming tricks. In reality, when Shin inserts Tyra's signed card into the deck after she signs it, he's actually placing it beneath this flap card. But due to the flap card, it appears as if the signed card is being inserted into the middle of the deck. Moreover, this flap card can be folded from the front. After inserting the signed card into the deck, Shin makes a right-hand move over it, simultaneously folding the flap card in half and pressing down the remaining flap. Doing this makes half of the signed card beneath the flap card visible, and this half is actually part of the flap card. However, overall, it creates an illusion as if the signed Queen of Spades card magically rose to the top of the deck. Afterwards, the magician lifts the signed card with his right hand, but remember, there was a flap card on top of it. If we go back a bit, Shin cleverly drops that flap card behind the table. Now, only the signed card is left on top, and Shin smoothly picks it up with his right hand. But here, Shin doesn't just pick up the signed card with his right hand. He picks up 2 cards from the top. One is the signed Queen of Spades, and the other is a blank white card. He skillfully takes 2 top cards into his right hand, and you can even notice that blank card here. Now, Shin moves the card behind his shirt onto his chest, and in the next moment, the card he holds in his hand turns blank, while the face of the card appears on his chest. However, as you know, this tattoo was already on his chest from the beginning. Moreover, now you're aware that Shin has 2 cards in his hand. One is the blank card, and the other is the signed Queen of Spades. Shin cleverly uses his left hand to grab the Queen of Spades card from behind his shirt, leaving the blank card in his right hand. In this way, with a masterful reveal of the tattoo and the blank card, Shin astonishes everyone. After that, Shin places the blank card on the table, and magically, the signed Queen of Spades card appears in his mouth. Now, you know that he had hidden this card behind his shirt with his left hand, and he deftly brings it to his mouth, creating a magical effect. Following this, Shin once again performs a right-hand move over the deck he's holding, and suddenly, the deck changes from blue to red. As you're aware, the deck had a specific setup, and now these 3 cards are already used and are removed from this setup. So, now the deck consists of a blank white card and a random blue card on top and all the red cards below. After placing the Queen card back into the deck, Shin deftly executes a right-hand move, smoothly pulling a red card from the bottom. It looks something like this. If you observe closely, you can notice him sliding a red card with his left hand from the bottom to his right hand and then to the top of the deck, creating the illusion that the entire deck has transformed from blue to red. But now you know that only the top card was blue and the rest of the deck was red from the beginning. By deftly bringing a red card from the bottom to the top, Shin amazes everyone with this incredible act. Afterwards, Shin spreads the entire deck on the table, and in the middle appears the Queen of Spades card, while the rest of the deck remains red. If you pay attention, Shin doesn't spread the last few cards, as there is a blue card among them. After that, he gathers the spread cards on the table again, but this time, the deck transforms from red to blue once again. For this, Shin simply slides the top red card back to the bottom. It gives the illusion that the entire deck has transformed from red to blue again. After this, Shin places the signed Queen of Spades card between Tyra's hands and takes the blank card from the table into his right hand. In the next moment, the blank card magically transforms into the Queen of Spades card. But how? The card was between Tyra's hands, right? In reality, the Queen card was never given to Tyra. Shin skillfully switches the blank card on top of the deck with the Queen card, using a sleight of hand when he's about to present the Queen card to Tyra. With sleight of hand, Shin cleverly changes the Queen card with this blank card and hands this blank card to Tyra. Now, the blank card placed on the table is picked up by Shin with his right hand. But here it's not only a blank card in his hand, behind it is the Queen of Spades card, which Shin smoothly takes it into his hand right before picking up the blank card. Then, with a shake, he flips the card, and the Queen of Spades card appears in front, creating the illusion that the blank card has transformed into the Queen of Spades. After that, if you observe, Shin brings this Queen card near the deck and then gestures to Tyra to open her hand. In reality, since Shin still has the blank card behind the Queen card in his hand, he cleverly incorporates it into the deck at this point. Then, he signals Tyra to open her hand, and as you already know, a blank card had been given to Tyra from the beginning. Tyra is left shocked, but now you know the full secret behind it. Afterwards, Shin takes the blank card from Tyra's hand and places it on the table along with the Queen's card. However, in the next moment, when Shin flips these two cards, they both turn blank and the Queen card disappears. Shin then spreads bottom cards from the deck he's holding on the table, creating an image like this. In reality, as I told you before, the magician stays one step ahead of the audience. And here, after transforming the blank card into the Queen card, if you observe Shin's left hand moving back, you'll see that he once again cleverly switches the entire deck behind the table with another deck. Now, this switch deck looks something like this. At the top of the deck is a Queen card with a blank white back. At the bottom are 12 image cards, and in the middle are transparent plastic cards. Before placing the blank card and Queen card on the table, Shin takes the signed Queen card into the deck. The other Queen card from the top of the deck, which has a white back on the other side, is taken into his right hand. Therefore, the Queen card you see on the table is not the signed Queen card. That's why Shin has cleverly positioned the blank card on top of it. Now, Shin spreads the 12 cards on the table, and as you know, these cards at the bottom are image cards, creating an arrow-like image when spread. Shin then uses another flip technique here, and both cards magically turn blank. However, you know now that one of these is the blank card, and the other is the gimmick Queen card that is flipped, revealing its white side. After this, Shin takes an envelope placed on the table, opens it, and reveals the signed Queen card inside. In reality, let me share another secret about this Queen card. In the beginning, when Tyra is asked to select a card, all of them are Queen cards, and each of these cards has a very thin magnet planted inside it. Now, the envelope that Shin picks up from the table is a nested envelope, meaning there is a cut on the backside. Shin never reveals the backside of this envelope. You can observe Shin passing the envelope over the deck when he picks it up. By doing this, the signed Queen card from the deck, which has a magnet inside, gets stuck to the backside of the envelope using the magnet. In this way, Shin opens the envelope without revealing its backside, and the signed Queen card emerges, leaving everyone astonished. Shin places it back into the deck and then makes the entire deck transparent, with the Queen card appearing at the end. As you know, the deck had a specific setup, a gimmick Queen card on top, which Shin has already utilized and is now on the table, followed by 12 image cards at the bottom, also used and now on the table, and the rest are transparent cards. Shin reveals these transparent cards, creating the illusion that the entire deck has become transparent. The blue card from the top of the deck is still at the back here, and as Shin puts it back, he smoothly slides this blue card behind this deck. This way, everyone perceives that the entire deck has become transparent. After this, Shin hands the signed Queen card to Tyra, asking her to place it between the deck. Then, he puts the entire deck on the table and instructs Tyra to cover it with her hand. Right after that, smoke starts to emerge from under Tyra's hand, and when she removes her hand from the deck, the plastic cards have transformed into a solid block. In the midst of this, Tyra's signed queen card is also present. In reality, after extracting the queen card from the transparent cards and handing it to Tyra, if you observe Shin's left hand, you'll notice it moving behind the table, where Shin discreetly drops the transparent deck he was holding into a bag. And from here, Shin picks up another solid transparent block, which has a slit in the middle. If you observe closely when Shin instructs Tyra to insert the card, he directs his hands towards that slit. Also, you can notice the card doesn't go in easily. After placing the card into this solid block, Shin puts it on the table and asks Tyra to cover it with her hands. The smoke that emerges from under the table is actually produced by a vape device beneath, operated by Shin with his feet. Later, when Shin lifts the card, this solid block appears instead of a transparent deck, and now you know the secret behind this magic. Shin places this block into the cover, but when the box is handed to Tyra, it is completely empty. In reality, the cover in which Shin places the solid deck is open from the bottom, and right after cleverly putting the solid deck into the cover, Shin discreetly drops it beneath the table. This is how Shin astounds everyone with his incredible magic act. And now you also know the secrets behind this magic. In this magic act, magician Jackie Yu and the show's host, Allison Hannigan, are on stage, and along with them, there is also an envelope placed there from the beginning. First, magician Jackie spreads a card deck on the table to show everyone that the deck he is going to use is a normal deck. After this, the magician fans the cards in front of Allison and asks her to choose one. The card that Allison chooses, the magician asks her to sign it. But what happens after this leaves everyone surprised. The magician puts this signed card back in the middle of the deck, but in the very next moment, the card comes out of his pants pocket. Although this card teleportation trick was brilliant, it was not enough to fool Penn and Teller. That's why, after this, magician Jackie again asks Allison to choose 2 more cards. Jackie tells Allison to write Penn's name on one card and Teller's name on the other. In this way, now Jackie has 3 signed cards in his hand, which he places in the middle of the deck. After this, Jackie takes the envelope that was placed on stage from the start and shakes it. Something is inside. Actually, inside it are 3 cards. And when Allison shows these cards to everyone, everyone is surprised because these are the same 3 signed cards that Jackie had placed in the middle of the deck in front of everyone. Once again, seeing this card teleportation leaves everyone stunned. But the magic does not end here. After this, Jackie puts these 3 signed cards back into the envelope and places the envelope back on the stand. After this, Jackie shows 3 ace cards to everyone and places them on the black mat on the table. Here, the ace of spades is on the top. Now Jackie takes out a sticker from his pocket, gives it to Allison, and asks her to write her initials on it. Jackie sticks this sticker on the top ace of spades card. Now Jackie places these cards on the mat and asks Allison to identify the ace of spades card. By seeing the sticker, Allison points out that this is the ace of spades. Jackie shows that Allison is absolutely right. After this, Jackie rearranges the cards and takes off the sticker from the back of the ace of spades card and sticks it on the back of another card. Once again, Allison is asked to identify the ace of spades. Allison chooses this card, and it should be this card. But Jackie says that wherever the sticker goes, the ace of spades also follows it. And truly, the ace of spades is not this card, but the one that has the sticker stuck on its back. Seeing this card teleportation, nobody can believe their eyes. After this, Jackie takes the sticker off and sticks it on the envelope. As you know, Jackie had put the 3 signed cards inside this envelope. Now Jackie waves his hand over the sticker, and the sticker vanishes from the top of the envelope. And when Jackie takes the cards out of this envelope, the sticker is stuck on the back of one of them. And just as the magician said, wherever the sticker goes, the ace of spades will be there. And truly, when the magician reveals the cards, they are not the signed cards, but the ace cards. Not only that, when Jackie reveals the 3 aces placed on the table, they are not ace cards, but the 3 signed cards. But how? Everything happens right in front of our eyes. Then how do the cards teleport like this? Now we are going to know the answers to all these questions. At the very start of this act, the envelope is already placed on the stage. Let me tell you right now that at this point, the envelope is completely empty. Later in the video, we will see how the cards actually teleport into it. First, Jackie asks Allison to choose a card and sign it. After this, Jackie puts the signed card back into the deck, and it then teleports into Jackie's pocket. Actually, Jackie is a master of sleight of hand. Here too, when Jackie places the signed card in the middle of the deck, he very cleverly uses his right-hand fingers to secretly pull it out and slip it into the sleeve of his left hand. In this way, Allison's signed card is no longer in the deck but stuck inside his sleeve. So when Jackie puts this hand into his pocket, the signed card comes out of his sleeve and falls into his pocket. When Jackie then reveals it, it looks as if the card has teleported from the deck into his pocket. After this, Jackie asks Allison to choose 2 more cards and write Penn's name on one and Teller's name on the other. Jackie takes all 3 signed cards in his hand and places them in the middle of the deck. But after this, when Jackie opens the envelope, the 3 signed cards are inside it. But those signed cards were in the deck, and as I told you at the start, the envelope was empty, so how did they get inside? Actually, after taking the signed cards from Allison, if you notice carefully, Jackie's hand goes behind. Here, Jackie palms 3 random cards in his hand. You can clearly notice that he is holding something in his hand. Jackie very cleverly switches the signed cards with the random ones and secretly pushes the signed cards into his left sleeve. You can even spot him inserting the cards into his sleeve if you observe closely. So now, the 3 cards that Jackie is placing into the middle of the deck are not the signed cards but random ones. After this, Jackie takes the envelope in his hand, which is still empty. Actually, there is a cut at the bottom of this envelope, and as you know, the 3 signed cards are now inside Jackie's left sleeve. Jackie very cleverly guides the cards and slides them through the cut into the envelope. If you watch in slow motion carefully, you can notice Jackie pushing the cards into the envelope. This is how the cards that come out of the envelope are these 3 signed cards. After this, Jackie again puts these 3 cards into the envelope and places the envelope back on the stand. Here, Jackie plays his next move, which the audience doesn't notice. Let's go back and see. When Allison is revealing the 3 signed cards, Jackie places 3 ace cards on the table along with the envelope. After this, when Jackie picks up the envelope from the table to put the signed cards back inside, he also secretly picks up the 3 ace cards that were placed under the envelope. If you look carefully, you can see the cards under the envelope. So now, Jackie's left hand holds the envelope along with the 3 ace cards, while his right hand holds the 3 signed cards. Now, Jackie puts the signed cards into the envelope. Actually, Jackie does put the signed cards into the envelope, but through a secret cut at the back of the envelope, the cards slide out into his left hand again, which he cleverly takes into his right hand. Jackie then pretends to take out a clip from his pocket, and at that moment, secretly places the signed cards into his pocket. After this, Jackie clips the envelope and places it on the stand. Now, as you know, the setup looks like this. On the stand, there is the envelope with 3 ace cards clipped behind it, and the 3 signed cards are in Jackie's pocket. Inside Jackie's pocket, along with the 3 signed cards, there is also an ace card whose back is completely black. After this, Jackie shows the 3 ace cards, displays them to everyone. Then Jackie takes out a sticker from the same pocket, but very cleverly also takes out the 4 cards, the 3 signed cards, and the black-backed ace, and places them on the hidden platform behind the table. Jackie gives the sticker to Allison and asks her to write her initials on it. While everyone's attention is on Allison, Jackie very cleverly switches the 3 ace cards on the table with the 3 signed cards and the black back ace placed on the platform. So now it looks to the audience like Jackie is holding 3 ace cards. But actually, as you now know, he has 3 sign cards and 1 ace card with a blackback in his hand. Jackie sticks the sticker onto the top signed card, but to the audience, it looks like he stuck it on the top ace of spades card. Then Jackie places these cards on the table. Here, Jackie has placed 1 signed card on one side, another signed card on the other, and in the center is the ace card, above which is the signed card with the sticker. After placing them, Jackie rearranges the cards. In this way, the stickered signed card shifts, and as you know, beneath it is the ace card. That's why when Jackie asks Allison where the ace card is, and Allison points to it, Jackie can easily lift both cards together and show the front, which reveals the ace card. After this, Jackie rearranges the cards again. With the help of graphics, you can understand how he moves the black back ace. If you notice here too, after placing the signed card over the black ace card, he squares it off with his fingers and then moves the 2 cards together to the side. So now, there are signed cards here, while here on top there is the signed card with the sticker, and beneath it is the ace of spades. In this way, when the sticker is moved, Jackie can reveal the ace of spades card under it, convincing everyone that the ace of spades follows the sticker. After finishing this act, you can even notice Jackie dropping the black ace under the table. And as you already know, the 3 cards on the table are actually the signed cards, which Jackie reveals at the end. Meanwhile, the envelope has the 3 ace cards clipped behind it. After this, Jackie removes the sticker from the card and sticks it onto the envelope. Then, waving his hand over it, he makes it vanish. And then, when he takes out the 3 cards from the envelope, the sticker is on the back of one of them. Actually, if you notice carefully before Jackie sticks the sticker onto the envelope, he places something onto it. In reality, Jackie has attached a tiny piece of adhesive magnetic tape to the back of the sticker. This is a very thin magnetic strip that no one can detect. Jackie also has a magnet hidden in his hand, and when he waves his hand over the sticker on the envelope, the sticker gets pulled off and sticks to his hand. You can actually see the sticker in his hand if you observe carefully. After this, his fingers go behind the envelope. As you know, there are already 3 ace cards clipped behind it. The ace of spades card has a thin magnetic strip inside it, so the magnetic sticker sticks to the back of the ace of spades card. If you notice here too, you can see how the sticker shifts slightly when his fingers touch the card, proving that it is stuck not because of glue but because of magnetism. After this, Jackie only pretends to take the cards out of the envelope. To the audience, it looks like the sticker has magically transferred from the envelope to the cards, and that the signed cards have magically transformed into ace cards. Whereas now you know where the aces came from, and where the signed cards appeared from on the table. In this magic act, magician Manazane begins by approaching the judges. He tells one of the judges that he will drop playing cards from the top, and the judge can say stop whenever she likes. Wherever the judge says stop, Manoj reveals the card for the judge to see. In this instance, the card turns out to be the 6 of hearts. Now, the magician places the card back into the deck and cuts the deck from the middle. Manoj then shows the top card to the judge, claiming that it is not the card she chose. Finally, Manoj instructs the judge to tap the cards from the bottom. After that, when Manoj reveals the card on top of the deck, everyone is amazed because it is the 6 of hearts, the exact card that Judge Jaya had chosen at the beginning of the performance. After that, Manoj wraps the deck in a napkin and gives a spoon to Judge Karan. Manoj instructs Judge Karan to use the spoon to insert anywhere between the wrapped deck. Following Karan's cutting of the deck with the spoon, Manoj lifts the card from where the cut was made and shows it to everyone. Upon seeing it, everyone is once again astonished, because it is the 6 of hearts, the same card that Judge Jaya had selected at the beginning. The magic doesn't end there. Manoj explains that because he has hypnotized everyone, now all the cards in the deck will appear to be the 6 of hearts. And indeed, when Manoj spreads the deck on the table, all the cards appear to be the 6 of hearts. However, Manoj takes the cards back into his hands, and when he shows them again, This time, they are all different, and there is only one six of hearts in the deck. Without giving anyone much time to contemplate, Manoj proceeds with the magic. He doesn't stop there. Manoj invites Judge Karan to choose another card. This time, Judge Karan selects the nine of hearts. Now, Manoj takes the chosen card from Karan and places it somewhere in the middle of the deck. After that, the magician places the deck on the table and asks Judge Jaya to cover it with her hand. Now, Magician Manoj takes a card from the deck under Judge Jaya's hand, and it turns out to be the nine of hearts, the same card that Judge Karan had chosen and Manoj had placed in the middle of the deck. The magic continues. Adding to the astonishment, Magician extracts another card from under Jaya's hand. And this time, it is the six of hearts, the card that Jaya had initially chosen. But the magic doesn't end here. Manoj explains that he was able to find these two cards under Jaya's hand because those were the only two cards present beneath her hand in the deck. And when Judge Jaya lifts her hand from the deck, there is indeed no card underneath, but only a transparent glass slab. This sight leaves everyone astonished. But how? How does Jaya's chosen card mysteriously appear on top of the deck? How does the entire deck transform into six of hearts? And how does the entire deck vanish from under her hand in the end? Let's now discover the secrets behind this magic. In this act, Magician Manoj Zain approaches the judges, and in front of Judge Jaya, he drops cards from the top, asking her to say stop at any point. When Jaya says stop, Manoj shows her the card, which happens to be the six of hearts. Magician then gives the deck a cut and reveals the top card, which is not the card Jaya chose. However, in the next moment, Manoj shows the same top card again, and this time, it is indeed the six of hearts that Jaya had selected. The key to this trick lies in the deck itself. It's not an ordinary deck, but a Svengali deck. A Svengali deck is a specially prepared deck of cards where every other card is the same, in this case, the six of hearts. This arrangement allows the magician to seemingly change the appearance of the cards and perform tricks where a selected card reappears multiple times. This deck is unique because it contains 52 cards, but it's divided into 26 identical cards and 26 random playing cards. In Manoj Zain's Svengali deck, the 26 cards that are meant to be chosen are the six of hearts, and the other 26 cards are random playing cards. The special feature of this deck lies in its arrangement. Each six of hearts card is slightly shorter than the random cards. The deck is arranged in a pattern where a random card is followed by the six of hearts, then another random card, and so on. Every second card in the entire deck is a six of hearts. Now, pay close attention. When Manoj drops the cards from the top to the bottom, due to the six of hearts cards being slightly shorter, two cards are released at the same time. This means that no matter where Jaya says stop, she will always land on a card which will be a six of hearts. After that, Magician gives the deck a cut. The unique feature of the Svengali deck is that no matter how many times you cut it, the forced card, which in this case, the six of hearts, will always remain on top. This is because the other random cards are slightly larger than the six of hearts. So when you cut the deck, the larger card is the one that gets caught. When you bring it to the bottom, the top card will always be the six of hearts. However, when Manoj reveals the top card, he deliberately shows a seemingly random card. In reality, the top card is the six of hearts. Magician cleverly performs a double lift, a sleight of hand technique where he lifts and flips two cards as one. Through this action, he gives the impression that the top card is a random one. After revealing the apparent random card, Manoj then flips the two cards back. In this way, the six of hearts card comes back to the top. When Manoj reveals the top card again, everyone is amazed to see the six of hearts card. But now you know how it's done. After this, Manoj wraps the deck in a napkin and asks Judge Karan to insert a spoon into it. When lifting the card from that spot, it turns out to be the six of hearts. As you know, every second card in this deck is the six of hearts. So when Karan inserts the spoon, he is guaranteed to reveal either the top card or the one beneath it, one of which is 6 of hearts. After lifting the cards, Manoj doesn't immediately say anything. He determines from the audience's reaction whether the top card is indeed the 6 of hearts. Otherwise, he would have shown the second card as his final reveal. Because, for the audience, whether the 6 of hearts card appears above or below the spoon, it's magic. After that, Magician declares that in this deck, not just one card, but every card will appear as the 6 of hearts. When he drops the cards onto the table, indeed, only the 6 of hearts cards are there. As you already know, this is a Svengali deck, where every second card is the 6 of hearts, and the 6 of hearts cards are slightly smaller than the other random cards in the deck. This is why, when the cards are dropped on the table in this manner, 2 cards fall together, showcasing the 6 of hearts. Performing this with a Svengali deck doesn't require extensive skills, and anyone can do it with ease. Magician doesn't stop here. He now invites Karan to choose a card, and the method of selecting a card is different this time. Manoj presses and releases the cards from this corner, asking Karan to say stop as he does so. As you know, in this deck, the random cards are slightly larger, and the 6 of hearts cards are smaller. Therefore, by pressing and releasing the cards in this manner, the random cards will consistently stay at the bottom, and the 6 of hearts cards will automatically come to the top. When Karan says stop, Manoj reveals the card for him to see, and it turns out to be the 9 of hearts. Now, Magician takes the card chosen by Karan, places it somewhere in the middle of the deck, and then puts the deck on the table. He asks Jaya to cover it with her hand. Then, one by one, Manoj extracts the 9 of hearts and the 6 of hearts cards from the deck. Finally, when Jaya removes her hand from the deck, there is no deck at all, only a glass slab. In reality, there was never a deck there. While Karan was busy observing the chosen card and Manoj turned away, cleverly, Manoj switched the original deck with a glass slab hidden in his jacket. Afterwards, Manoj takes the card from Karan and pretends to place it in the deck. While the deck you see here appears to be a regular card deck, it is, in fact, a glass slab with all 4 sides painted white to give the illusion of a card deck. On top of this slab, there is already the 6 of hearts card. Manoj had preset the glass slab and the 6 of hearts in his jacket, which he now takes into his hand. Now, Manoj goes through the act of placing the 9 of hearts card chosen by Karan into the deck, while in reality, he is placing it at the very bottom of the glass slab. Now, the object that appears to be a card deck is actually a glass slab. As you know, on top is the 6 of hearts card, beneath it is the glass slab, and at the very bottom is the 9 of hearts card chosen by Karan. Manoj places it on the table and asks Jaya to cover it with her hand. Then, one by one, he pulls out both the lower and upper cards. And finally, in a surprising twist, reveals the transformation of the deck into the glass slab. Magician Manoj astounds everyone with this unexpected ending. Liam enters the stage carrying a large tuba. He invites the show's host, Brooke Burke, to join him and assist. He then takes out a deck of cards from his pocket, spreads them on the table, and asks Brooke to freely choose any card. She picks one, and Liam hands her a marker to sign it. This isn't a force. The card is completely random, and Brooke clearly signs it. Then Liam flips the signed card face down and asks her to place it anywhere in the middle of the deck. She pushes it in, and now the signed card is lost. He picks up the deck and shuffles it, and even hands Brooke half the cards to shuffle as well. At this point, it looks like Brooke's signed card could be anywhere. Then Liam dumps all the cards into the tuba. Everything looks fair, but from here, the real magic begins. Liam pulls a conductor's baton from his pocket, a thin, pointed stick. Then he lifts the tuba and places it in playing position. There are no distractions, no misdirection, just a magician and a tuba. He rests the baton above the tuba, then brings the mouthpiece to his lips and blows. And in the very next second, cards begin flying out of the tuba. But the audience is completely blown away when they notice one single card caught on the tip of the baton. Liam holds it up, and it's Brooke's signed card. But how? How did a signed card lost somewhere deep inside the deck end up on the baton? Let's find out the secret behind this miracle. The act begins when Liam asks Brooke to select a card. She picks one and signs it. As you can clearly see, the signed card is now sitting on top of the deck. Then Liam flips that signed card and hands it back to Brooke to place anywhere in the middle. But here's the twist. The card Brooke places in the deck isn't her signed card at all. For this trick, Liam is using a rough and smooth deck where cards are temporarily stuck together in pairs. When such decks are spread normally, the cards look like a full deck, but with slight pressure, a magician can separate specific cards. That means when he flips the top card, he's secretly flipping two cards stuck together. The signed card is on top, hidden behind a second card. Liam flips both together, and when he separates the pair, he gives only the back card, a normal one, to Brooke. The signed card remains secretly on top. If you look closely when Liam flips and holds the cards, you'll clearly notice it's actually two cards stuck together. Now Liam takes the deck with the signed card secretly on top. He then hands Brooke the top half of the deck to shuffle, but cleverly keeps the top signed card with him. To do this, Liam uses a technique where he slides the top signed card to his left hand and takes the cards below the signed card into his right hand, and gives that portion to Brooke, keeping the signed card in his own left hand. If you watch this in slow motion, you'll notice Liam transferring the signed card to his left hand before handing the half cards to Brooke. So no matter how much Brooke shuffles, the signed card never leaves Liam's control. Now with the signed card still in his half, Liam brings it to the bottom of the deck. After getting Brooke's half back, he does a false shuffle, keeping the signed card at the bottom. Also, this isn't a regular tuba. Inside it, the top part contains a platform with a hole in the center, and at the bottom is a card dispenser device. Now, when Liam appears to casually insert the deck into the tuba, he doesn't drop the whole deck at first. Watch carefully. He inserts his hand inside the tuba to drop the deck but takes it back out to explain something, then reinserts it in chunks. This is all part of the plan. During that first motion, Liam secretly places the signed card, which is at the bottom of the deck, onto the platform inside the tuba, right over the hole. Then, slowly, he feeds the rest of the cards into the bottom section where the hidden card dispenser is located. Now, before blowing the tuba, Liam takes the conductor baton and rests it just above the tuba. At this point, the signed card is sitting on the platform above the hole. Liam now secretly inserts the baton through the hole in the platform, piercing it directly through Brooke's signed card. Then he brings the tuba to his mouth, pretends to blow, and simultaneously triggers the card dispenser. The cards begin shooting out of the tuba, creating a huge visual distraction, and they are held cleanly on the baton as Brooke's signed card already in position from earlier. It looks like Liam just caught a random flying card, but now you know it was pure control, perfect timing, and a cleverly designed prop. Magicians often perform miracles like catching a signed card or object out of thin air. But the truth is that in almost all such cases that one object is preloaded or secretly controlled long before the reveal. We work very hard to bring you such amazing magic reveals, so please like the video. And if you are new to this channel, subscribe and press the bell icon so you get notifications of all our upcoming videos.